All right, guys, we are back here. We got Coach, we got Nate, Matt, AP, and myself.
Are we behaving?
We're not behaving.
Okay.
We're doing a little misbehaving, and that's a perfect segue into what I'm going to ask you about bye weeks. Now, I was always too injured for bye weeks. I always had to stay in the training room. But you guys were tough. You guys were great pros. What'd you guys do on bye weeks? Any great stories from bye weeks?
All right, listen, I'll say there's 3 things that you have to consider when you get ready for your bye week. 1, are you banged up? Because if you are, you're going to be at home with your game ready, ice and stem, but you're always going to be going to the facility. 2, if the season's not going well, you're going to have a staycation. Yeah. All right, you got to sit at home, watch some film, figure out what's going wrong and what you can do to help the team when you get back from your bye. And 3, if you have a decent record or a winning record, life is good and you're balling out, go put your feet in the sand. Take a vacation. Get out of there. Unplug, decompress. So that's the 3 ways that I look at the bye week. But, Coach, you and I were talking earlier, and I was asking him, what are you telling your players? Because, listen, some vets, they know what they're doing on the bye week.
Yeah.
Other young guys, they can get in some trouble.
Take care of yourself. Make good decisions. And nothing good happens after midnight. Just remember that. So, I mean, I think the biggest thing, honestly, I think for us during that week, was kind of getting back to fundamentals, right? I mean, APs, you sit there and you kind of self-scout yourself. Again, it depends on when it falls into the year. But as you leave that week, the biggest thing to remember is like this, we've put ourselves in this position, come back here focused, rested, mind cleared, with a vision of what we need to do moving forward. Yeah. And I think that's the big, I know for me, as personally, in my personal life, was a chance to spend some time with the family that week, go to the soccer games on Saturday, and sit back and maybe watch and see what you, what we're saying about us on Sundays. First time you get a chance to watch one of these shows, and so you sit back and watch football at home on a Sunday. See what the talking heads are saying. See what they're saying about you.
I think it depends on the time of the year, though, too, right? This is the first week we've got buys in the NFL. I always felt like if you got that early buy, week 5 like this, that was the worst.
The worst, by far.
The worst, right?
Because you wanted it later.
Unless you're Baltimore.
Unless you're Baltimore, they could have used one. Yeah, but they didn't get one.
But you
don't get to choose.
So, like, there are teams that are winning right now that don't want to take a break from winning. And there's teams who are like, I need to come up for air right now.
Right.
And that's what that bye week is.
Yeah. I think personally, I think Nate, you hit on it. It's like, I'm going to go when I was a player, like, where are you at? Like, what city you live in, right? I played in New York. Don't really need to leave. Yeah. It's okay. I was okay here because, you go in the city, you can go watch a show, dinner, but then also I think what you hit on, time, spend time with your family. Go watch the boys play ball, take them to school, wherever it may be. Now, when you're coaching, it's really not a bye week, right, Coach? You're kind of stressed out. In regards, I think, of your record, and if you're not in a good situation, you're really, like, trying to just, I think sometimes overanalyze what just transpired over those several weeks or maybe the previous weeks. But then if you're doing well, do you worry about the good? Do you worry about the bad? I think that's where I think as a coach, for me, that's where I kind of like, okay, what do we need to do? Right? When I took over in 23, we were 2-2. 2-0 to start off, and I lost the last 2. We get into a bye week. I'm like, damn, okay. Do I reflect on the 2 losses or do I look at the wins? I looked at the wins and said, okay, in those games, what did we do well? And I need to magnify that and even do it better. Because I know what happened in losses, right? We overdo that.
Coaching is so layered, bro.
So, and I don't think you really get to rest your mind as a coach, right? Now, I wanted to do the family thing, but you don't get a chance to rest your mind.
We never think about that. As players, I've never thought about that.
And I think you sit there, and it's just done through the years was, to be honest with you, I said, when it got around 9 or 10 o'clock at night, the last thing I want to do is I saw my phone is if that phone rang, and I saw it was from Jack, our security guy. Oh, man. Like, oh, man, Jack's calling, like, I got to take this call. So, so it's one of those things, like, you just don't want to get the late night calls.
Yes.
And I got away from it. I'll be honest with you. I said that was my chance to clear my head and to really just get away and just spend all the time with the family and be able to, like, and you're never really getting away in the back of your mind. You're thinking some things and, you kind of run some things. I mean, to be honest with you, my wife was an athlete at the time. I would run some stuff by her, just like thinking about. I think we're a little. I think we kind of feeling too good about ourselves right now.
Yeah.
And maybe I should lighten up too because we're not winning. I need to kind of build this team back up. And just thinking about like where I am, like where the team is psychologically. Yeah. And again, it goes back to what part of the year are you having the bye week? You know, and how much information do you have? And what's really in front of you? So really being able to compartmentalize it and break it down and keep it pretty simple when they come back. Okay, this is the next 3 weeks. Yeah. You know, this is a very pivotal time in this season right now. And don't look beyond that.
What about, so like we're all players at one point, but you two were coaches. As players, there's nothing better than you win that game prior to the bye week and they're like, the whole week is off. Get out of here. Go do your thing, right? And everybody's cheering, whatever. How did you guys make decisions on how much we're going to work and how much time we're going to give you off during that bye week?
Health for me was a big deal.
Yeah.
Like how healthy was our team, right? And sometimes you can just, it's not just the physical part. To me, later in the season, especially the mental part, the psychological part, the emotional part. Do they need to get away and just hit a reset button for everybody? I did that after losses. You know, most time in losses, bring everybody in on Monday.
Yeah.
But
See
sometimes,
Wednesday.
you lose a game, it's Wednesday. And it's the same thing in the bye week. It's kind of like, all right, where we're at. And if you're stable and you're set and you're moving riding high, I think you got to have great veteran leaders too. That's really critical if you have those guys.
And we just did everything competitive. You know, I kind of took away the game plan part of it. I just wanted us to have fun, go out there and compete offense versus defense.
But you would. I mean, the rules have changed on what you can do on the bye week now, given the CBA. But you liked a little bit of practice for those guys.
I did.
You know, competitive offense versus defense practice, just to keep it sharp and then give some guys
and if we're
an
winning,
extended weekend.
if we're winning and we got out there and we stretched and all of a sudden we got the individual period and all of a sudden I'd blow a whistle and I'd act like I was mad and I'd say, get out of here.
Oh,
There you go.
that is the best.
Hey, so you start huffing and puffing?
Yeah, they're like, oh, I'm like, I
go.
go, get in here right now. I go, I've watched you guys work. I've watched you guys stretch. You know, I've been watching this all week, and
Players
where
are
we
sitting
are
there like
right now,
this.
I says, you know what? You guys have earned catch an early flight. Get your
Okay, guys. Well, you know what? We got more football to come.
Back and there's chaos going on.
My bad. We're not on bye week yet.
Coach,
Come back.
Yes.
I love you so much. Nate, can you please stand up and show everyone your outfit?
Sure,
I just felt like you couldn't see it sitting down. Explain what we call this. Can you like do a spin?
Well, you know, just a little flap in front of the pin. You know, who said that football can't be fashionable? I'm trying to get invited to the Met Gala.
Going around.
And a tour. Holla at me. Come on. I need to get invited to the Met Gala.